Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome cross watchers, and for those who are brand new to the channel, happy to have you join us. Okay, I'm jumping in with Oracle of Mystical Moments. Let's get you a message today. Hope you're all enjoying your weekend. Let's see what message is coming through. Card 43, I love the numerology. It reduces to a 7, and it says secrets. And we've got the moon here with a keyhole, and she's got her long keys. Secrets. So let's see what it says. Says, a girl on a stool is tall enough to reach the moon. She holds a ring of keys in her hand. One of them will fit in the keyhole on the moon's surface. This card tells us about personal secrets, hidden thoughts, and ideas one keeps in their mind. Nobody is able to look inside your head unless you invite them to. You have the power to decide how much of your thoughts you want to share with others. A little mystery helps keep the magic alive. Interesting. Kind of feels a little high priestessy to me, quite frankly. So yeah, the high priestess is associated with things that aren't spoken to and can actually be associated with secrets too. So I love the reference, and the high priestess is the moon, so represents the moon in tarot. Kind of nice. And I love the numerology. Very spiritual. So let's jump in. I'm doing the split soulmate spread, and keep in mind it's a general, not a private reading, so take it as it resonates for you. You can also reverse the energies as they come through if need be. Let's jump in and see what we get for you, Taurus. All right, the overall energy, 8 of Pentacles, something that needs focus, attention, effort, right? We might need to focus on solutions to a problem here. Your person's energy coming in, cooperative. But the blocker challenge, King of Pentacles. The blocker challenge may be around how they show up for you. The opportunity is new beginning or an offer. So we may see a shift in this person's energy. This may be that they're coming in now more cooperative, more on the same page, and that what's been a block up until now is shifting into an offer of cooperation to kind of work through something. So that could be a big change for you here, Taurus. By the way, the King of Pentacles is associated with the sign of Taurus. And I love that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pentacles so far. We will be moving into Taurus season on the 19th of the month. So we're kind of gearing up for that shift. Your energy here is the 2 of Pentacles, kind of like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm assessing realities on the ground, kind of, on the fence about this. Your block or challenge, yet another Pentacles card. And the blocker challenge is about like the fresh start energy, right? Where we kind of have to go back to the drawing board and take, one step at a time. Finding ourselves in new territory. Do we want to begin again? And then in the opportunity, what we have here is the moon card. Now, the moon card is associated in tarot with the sign of Pisces. I know it's a little confusing, but I love yet again another reference back to our oracle. So there are things that are hidden from you when we see the moon card that ask you to rely on your intuition so that you don't operate from fear. So because it's the opportunity position, it's telling you there are things that you can't see, that you don't know, that might trigger your insecurities or your apprehensions or your fears. So you're gonna need to rely on your intuition. And yeah, whatever, keep trying the keys until one of them fits for you. I like it. Very interesting alignment between the Oracle and the Tarot. So let's jump in, shall we? 8 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands, I'm sorry, the Judgment card, and the Hermit. I almost feel like the Queen of Wands is calling to that energy of leadership, where if we're going to have a reconciliation, if we're going to kind of come together, reunite for those who have been in separation, if we're going to have a second chance, it requires some leadership. The Hermit in the background here, because the cards from the bottom of the deck, what you can't see. It's either in unconscious awareness or playing out behind the scenes. It's almost like you've both been on separate journeys of self-discovery, of like sort of looking under the hood of your own car, gaining some insight, some introspective, more self-awareness is what I mean to say, by being more introspective. And now we need that leadership, sort of that call to, are you in? Are you invested in, working things out, in putting your time and your effort and energy into this? Because there are some things here that we need to fix. So it seems like the Queen of Wands energy is sort of motivated, inspired. She's a leader. She's got a little bit of magic. And I love that there's some magic here in the Oracle. So it feels to me like there's a potential here for sort of pulling things back together. And, not focusing on the problems, but focusing on how to solve them. So your person coming in, more cooperative, 3 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands, yup. Knight of Pentacles, more deliberate, more intentional. And the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups it's like they have come to sort of this place where they're like, yeah, that feels good to me. Like they're getting some emotional satisfaction and contentment out of this energy of, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. And I'm looking ahead and I see how it could all work. And so I'm in. And they're not just in, they're motivated. This is where some action is happening, some planning, intentional planning and action and movement. Knights take action. So even though the Knight of Pentacles is the slower moving of all the Knights, it's okay because it's clarifying that Ace of Wands. There's action, there's, a motivation, but there's deliberate movement. It's not impulsive. So let's see the blocker challenge with the King of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. I feel like this person has had a challenge with showing up emotionally. This is probably someone who operates, this could be the Taurus, quite frankly, that operates in a little bit more of a reality-based sort of way, doesn't really kind of lead with their heart. And so they struggle a little bit more with expressions of feelings, emotions, struggles with emotional vulnerability. And so now being that this is more of a challenge, they're anticipating that they have to show up more emotionally. I don't see it as a block. I see it as more of a challenge. So it's, the fact that they're coming in here with the 3 of Pentacles and they're rising to that challenge and they're approaching it more deliberately, and there's some emotional self-satisfaction around it, I think you're going to see a change. And then in the opportunity position, the Ace of Pentacles, freaking Ten of Cups. Big offer that changes a lot. Brings in that energy of, yeah, I want what you want in terms of that energy of we could really have it all. We can have happiness and bliss, that sense of nirvana. Like, here it is. Can we have our happily ever after? Damn straight we can. And that's what I'm offering you. So I don't even need to pull any more cards on that. Let's look at you with the Two of Pentacles, kind of coming in like a little bit uncertain of how things are playing out. Death card, something has to change. Emperor. And two cards here where you're kind of like, the Two of Pentacles is sort of on the fence about something or weighing realities on the ground. And so there's a pros and cons sort of aspect to it. The Death card can sort of indicate, well, things can't stay the way they are, right? I need to see some change, some growth, transformation even from this divine masculine. Two of Swords from the bottom of the deck means that internally you're in that crossroads moment of trying to make a decision, but you're doing it more internally, seeking that clarity of what's really happening, and is my need for change or my desire for change realistic? Is it likely that I'm going to get it? So that's sort of how you're walking into the reading. And your blocker challenge is about, you know, kind of offering the fresh start, being invested in a fresh start, taking that first step again, going back to the drawing board for some of you. Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Six of Swords. So I think the challenge is that you've probably been carrying a lot on your own shoulders. In a Six of Pentacles, it looks like what you want is something more reciprocal. You want this person to be as generous with you, with their time, energy, effort, resources, spirit, and love as you've been with them. That's been a source of conflict. You want to get beyond it to something calmer, more peaceful, less dramatic, less tense, you know, where there's less bickering about it, where there's less drama around it, less conflict and tension. And you're not, you know, you're not sure. There's a challenge because we're kind of resetting the whole thing. So if you're challenged around that, it makes sense that you might have some apprehension and be a little fearful around it. So the opportunity is to kind of like you hold the key. So I love that we have the Moon. Ooh. Hierophant, that's Taurus as well. Knight of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So I kind of like the fact that we have the Moon coming in a little less around drawing from fears and insecurities and apprehensions, but more using that apprehension as sort of a way to tap into your intuition. What's your body telling you? What's your gut check read, right, on the situation? If this person is returning with lots of passion, do you think it's an impulse? Do you think that there's enough there to kind of move into something more committed? I'm seeing someone who's not at all operating impulsively, that if they show up with passion, it's coming from this Ace of Wands, and it's totally legit because almost every other card is coming from something very reality-based, very grounded. The Eight of Cups from the bottom of the deck is your sort of cut and run instinct, right? The impulse for you will be, well, can I trust this however it shows up? And I almost get the impression here that the opportunity is to override your fears, to override that apprehension that that this person isn't thinking about something more committed and long term, that they're just in it for the minute, for getting their own needs met. Okay, so you want to override the instinct, the impulse to let it go. You want to stay in your own headspace around something more committed. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for now. So see the moon as something more intuition based and less fear based. And what I'm going to do in the extended is pull the two of you together, like as if you're together in 3D, and look at the challenges, the strengths, the opportunities in the connection when you're together. I've got you separated here, and then a message from this person. What do they want you to know? What are they picking up from you at 5D energetically? That's always an eye opener, because sometimes we don't know what energy we're putting out. We really don't. A message to you from spirit, hidden energy for this person, something that you're not aware of that might be very helpful for you to know. And then in the outcome position, how things might unfold going forward. So that's what we're going to look at. The links are below. There are 3 options. Link number 1 is a monthly renewable membership. So you get more than just this extended. You get all of the Taurus extendeds that I've already uploaded, this one and more to come, plus new moon, full moon, monthly energy update, which I just uploaded the April one, so you would get that if you haven't already grabbed it. Very cool reading. So check that out. And then if you just want this extended, it's option number 2. It's link number 2. And option 3 is the vault. It's the all access pass to everything. If you're a big tarot junkie, that's your best bet. If you're into tarot a lot, that would be a cool thing to have. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this reading and you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe below. Helps me stay on the platform, helps me grow the channel, and that's my request. And thank you very much for joining me. Here's the astrology for this reading. Queen of Wands is associated with Aries. Judgment is Pluto, which rules Scorpio, and the Hermit is Virgo. We have the Knight of Pentacles is also Virgo energy. As I said, King of Pentacles is associated with Taurus. Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It's my little kitty cat. Knight of Cups is Pisces. Death card associated with Scorpio. Emperor is Aries. Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The moon is more Pisces, more Taurus in the Hierophant. And the Knight of Wands is Sagittarian energy. And of course we have your beautiful Oracle card number 7. I love it. Okay, so that's what I have. The links for the extendeds are below. I'm heading there in a second. Bye for now.